What's up guys, welcome back to Destiny Updates. Bungie released another Destiny drawing board. This one features the Thunderlord, an exotic heavy weapon. We've seen it a lot in the gameplay demos, but there's still some very interesting things to see here. It starts with Tom Doyle saying, "At any moment, this gun should feel like it might blow up in your hands." We also get this concept image, which looks remarkably like the final product in my opinion. Then Deej says, "The Thunderlord is so dangerous a weapon that it poses an equal threat to the Guardian behind it as it does to the enemies that appear downrange. This heavy exotic is a foolish aberration, tinkered with in ways few can fully understand. The result of this meddlesome hubris is a beast you can barely control." When he says it poses equal threat to the Guardian behind it as the enemies downrange, I have to wonder if that's really true in a gameplay sense, or if it's just some mythic lore for the weapon. I really hope it'll actually mean something in-game. Next is another concept image. This one is quite interesting. This gun has a major electricity modification added to it, so this points out what all the parts are. Starting at the back, we have a control unit and a battery pack / fuel cell, so that's what powers and controls the gun. I myself am wondering if we'll have to replace the battery or fuel cell in this thing once in a while. Then there's the Step Up Transformer, which as the name implies steps up the voltage, transforming it from a lower, safer voltage to something much more deadly. After that, there's an excess power surge / coil diverter, so something to divert the current if it gets excessive, I'd assume. Getting down to the barrel, there's the Railgun Projectile Velocity Assist Assembly. I don't know about you, but I just think that sounds cool. I also think that means this gun has a railgun component to, as it says, assist the velocity of the bullets, which sounds pretty nuts. Finally, there's the main power cable, nothing too exciting there. I really like this slightly more technical breakdown of the gun. It makes me want it far more than I previously did. I'm gonna have to go kill Rixus in Old Russia to try and get it. That's if it's still located there in the final product, of course. Moving on, Deej says, "Given the erratic nature of this augmented armament, it is decidedly rare. According to art lead Tom Doyle, the Thunderlord is a desperate measure on the part of a society that grew wary of being outgunned. The ammunition is some kind of monster that they wouldn't normally use," Doyle warns. "The use of electrostatic rounds over this amplitude has been prohibited due to their volatility." So apparently it's the ammunition that's dangerous, perhaps not the gun itself. Now this does raise the question, where are we going to get ammo for these exotic guns? I honestly have no idea. After that we see an early model for the gun, and then Deej says, "Vital missions beg of some room to bend the rules. So far, Bungie devs have wielded this belt-fed menace on guests in Los Angeles and Cologne, Germany. On both occasions, it performed with explosive success. Justin Hayward really brought this weapon to life with the lighting effects in the 11th hour before E3, recalls Doyle. It's a great example of how vital effects are for exotic weapons in first person. It's interesting to note how close they cut it there, literally finishing an important effect 11 hours before the event. I imagine they must have had a lot on their plate back at E3 since it was the first real big reveal. Now I imagine that other exotics are going to have cool effects when used in first person as well, which would of course be awesome. After that we get this first person image. We're already kind of familiar with this from the demos, but I think it looks a little more crisp here, certainly the electric effect does. Continuing, Deej says, "A Guardian gains the right to add the Thunderlord to their inventory by proving they're worthy of its firepower. Once earned, it will have to be put to prudent use before its full potential can be realized. After all, you don't just deploy explosive ammunition on the first date. Like many of the implements in your armory, this gun is worthy of a long-term relationship." So he was of course referring to the skill tree from the gameplay demo there. The more we use our guns, the more we can upgrade and customize them, making them more personal and more effective. As always, Destiny is a work in progress, and all items, details, names, and pieces of random trivia are subject to change or self-destruction due to abuse during testing. Once again, I hope that's an in-game element, where if we're not careful it could blow up in our faces. I think it would add immersion and realism, as well as just be cool. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next update.